Are your balls basic, not quite as shiny as you'd like them to be? I think I know what they're missing. Take a look. Okay, so HDRI lighting can be a very complex topic, and I'm not going to get into all the details of it, but I will show you quickly how to set one up once you've downloaded an HDRI. So, you will see I have this bowl of balls set up here, and I have a shiny material set up on it. And I've done everything right with the material. It's all, laid out correctly here. But when you look at it in this rendered view, it's not very interesting. Something's going wrong. So I challenge you to pick up something shiny around you, take a look at it, and try to guess what is making it look shiny. Okay, now that you've guessed, I'll tell you what it is if you didn't guess already. It's the reflections. It's not actually the material so much as it is the environment that it's reflecting. So when you start off Blender and you have this basic world set up, it's just an expanse of nothingness. It's just this color. So that doesn't do us very good when we want, nice reflection on our shiny balls here. So you may be tempted to do something like add an area lamp or something like that. And that'll start to look a little bit better, a little more realistic, again, because it's reflecting that lamp, you can see there. But there's an easier way to do this in a way that will make it look much more attractive. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that lamp there. And so we need to replace this world over here. Now what I'm going to do that is I'm going to work entirely over here in this tab, but you could also do this in the node editor. So I had my materials tab pulled up here, but I'm going to switch over to world so that you guys can see what's happening as I do it in the actual nodes. So I'm going to hit this plus sign. You could also hit this one. It's the same thing. And that's going to create a duplicate. So I'm going to rename this to HDR. Okay, so let me go ahead and show you what the HDR image looks like. So I'm going to pull that down, change this to my UV image editor, and I've already got one loaded in here. So this is an HDR image that is equirectangularly projected, and that's really what we're interested in here. So HDR stands for high dynamic range, and then the I is image. So don't say HDRI image, because then you're being redundant and people might make fun of you. Just kidding, no one would do that. Would they? Would anyone do that? Anyways, so that just means, high dynamic range means there's a lot of color data in here. So while this looks white on my screen here, there's actually quite a bit more stuff going on here. My monitors can't display it, but Blender can interpret it. But for what we're doing, a JPEG image would work fine. It's just most important that it's projected this way. And this is what you're going to find most commonly when you're downloading these on the internet. So to get that set up, we're going to go over here and, this is where that color is set up, but we want to click this little dot right here. And you may be tempted to do an image texture, but what we actually want is an environment texture. And Blender goes crazy pink. Anytime you are using an image or something like that and Blender is missing the link, it automatically fills it in with this crazy pink color. And that's so that you realize, it's missing something. So to load that in, all we need to do is click this little drop down. Since I already have it loaded in, if you didn't, you can do open and navigate to it. But I'm going to click this little drop down and select my HDR image. And voila, it's set up just like that. Things to note here are that this is an equirectangular projection. You could do mirror ball, but you don't want to do it if you have an equirectangular image. So I'm going to change that back. And that's about it, guys. So now you can see that this looks a whole lot better. And I didn't change the material at all, but what I did change is the environment, and that's the key here. So thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see the next videos I do. If you want to learn more about HDR images and other image-based lighting techniques, then Gleb Alexandrov over at CreativeShrimp has a really great series on that. Also, if you want to download some HDR images of your own, this one came from Greg Zoll over at HDRIHaven.com, and I'll try to provide links to both Gleb's tutorials as well as HDRI Haven by Greg Zoll in the description. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys next time.